Hello, my name is David Kutcher, and I'm the co-owner of Confluent Forms LLC, a web design firm designing and developing smart websites, software, and strategies to achieve your unique business goals. Today we're going to be going over a blog post we wrote on September 18th, 2013, entitled Content Strategy, Life Cycles, and Types of Evergreen Content. You publish your blog post, share it around, and it gets lots of good traffic. In many cases, that's the end of the story, as your blog post's traffic then continues to drop in a negative parabolic curve approaching zero. Perhaps from time to time, you reshare it, giving it small bounces in traffic, but the end is always inevitable. And in a few days or weeks, you publish another new post repeating the process. You forget about your old posts. If that's the tale of your site's content, you need to rethink your content that you're writing, reevaluate your content's lifespan, and revisit your content marketing strategy as a whole. Your content has a life the moment you publish it. How long will it live? All content has a lifespan, but when you publish content, how often do you think about its longevity? Some content might have a hit value of an hour or a day, such as a photo you shared. Some content might be popular for a few weeks or months, a review on a popular new cell phone, for example, and some content might live on for months or even years. With each type of content, you'd see different traffic patterns, the jolt drop, the downward slope, the piddling along. Along the way, there might be spikes or movement based on external factors, such as shares and links or search engines. But thinking about the type of content that you're publishing and your target audience will often give you a good idea about how the content's traffic and interest will progress. Building value through short-term and long-term content. We often talk about short-form and long-form content. What you're reading right now or listening to is long-form content, and content found on Google+, Twitter, and Facebook is most likely short-form content. Short-form content often lives in the moment and is generally transient. It lives in a stream, is quickly and easily consumed, and generally has a high rate of minor actions, likes, plus ones, shares. It also almost always lives under the brand umbrella of someone else's brand other than your own, living on the platform of Facebook, Twitter, Google+, etc. Long-form content is content that often delves deeper into a subject, requiring more than 10 to 15 seconds to read, and involves a larger commitment from the consumer. It often resides under your own branding or on a brand umbrella that is not a social media hub. The reason why we recommend mixing your media creation with both short-term, long-term, and short-form, long-form is that you're able to appeal to people and keep people engaged at different levels at different times. If you were known for always putting out long-term, long-form content, people would forever be bookmarking your content, but perhaps putting off reading until they could sit down for 15 minutes of uninterrupted with a cup of coffee. That type of commitment doesn't always happen and is hard to achieve, so keeping users interested in you and consuming your content through a mixture of quick bites and long meals keeps them engaging at different levels. As mentioned, Google Plus is a good example of short-form content. Users view the content in a stream, and generally the longevity of your content is based mostly around your audience and how often they check their streams for updates. If you post multiple times a day and a large percentage of your audience only visits Google Plus a few times a week, chances are your audience will be missing most of your content. Your content archives and evergreen content traffic patterns. Earlier we talked about common traffic patterns of content such as the jolt drop, the downward slope, and the piddling along. While the most common, those are not the only traffic patterns that your content can take during its life cycle. Some examples from our own blog that we've named have included the resurgence, a once busy post that slowly trailed off, then through some change within Google's search algorithm evinced a huge resurgence. The holding steady, a post that continues to yield steady traffic years later through referrals and search, but without much fanfare or social sharing to give it a larger bump in traffic. The slow spark, a post that never caught on after the initial popular promotion, but because of search traffic and renewed interest in the subject is now yielding significant traffic. The coasting towards irrelevancy, a timely post capitalizing on in-the-moment buzz, hits great heights in traffic but then slowly fades towards irrelevancy as the subject itself fades. The climb, published without any fanfare, this post continues to gain in the search engine results with a steady increase in traffic. And last, the zombie, a post that just won't die. It keeps finding ways to get shared through social media, each time reanimating it for a period of time before it fades away, only to get shared again. Immediate returns versus increasing dividends. While some media people write content seeking the big score in the form of content going viral isn't the only way to have your content reach that same huge number of eyeballs as we've demonstrated in the charts before. While hitting that huge initial traffic can be seen as a sign of success, having content that continues to bring in steady or steadily growing traffic often makes for a better long-term strategy, as you're not continually trying to hit it big and hope your content gets that viral return. At the same time, relying on a very large audience that gives you a large immediate return through a social media channel puts you in the situation of having to continually put out content that will garner responses from that one social media channel. And your traffic will likely dry up if you go on a posting hiatus. Combining quality long-form, long-term content with immediate short-form content creates a comprehensive strategy balancing lots of continued interest with long-term investment. When you're planning out your editorial calendar or trying to garner the most traffic to your site, consider long-term objectives as well as short-term objectives. Spend time creating the short-form content as well as sharing short-form content and engaging your audience. Consider your audience and give them a well-rounded diet. Revisiting and revising your old content. It might sound odd, but we spend a lot of time in our company's blog archives. We're firm believers in writing quality content that has the potential to become evergreen, but also in the act of cultivating that behavior. While many are looking for a big splash when they write new content, then forget about those posts and leave them to languish, we're periodically going back and rooting around. Each Monday we go back into those posts and add links to new posts that we've written, extending the visit to newer, deeper discussions in various subjects. We freshen them up with links to new research and reports from external sources, or make them relevant again with more modern examples. Occasionally we'll rephrase content based on our own greater understanding now of various topics, and it works. These old established articles were always getting traffic, but as we refresh them, their search engine traffic steadily increases. Visitor sessions grow as they come into those articles, then follow the links into newer posts. New posts seem to get ranked higher, faster, for queries we want, most likely due to the extension of semantic relevancy. Don't give up on old content. Embrace it. Cultivate it as a growing source of inbound traffic and relevancy and timelessness. Thank you.